Hey, all of it, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you'd been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve with Throw Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. By the way, real quick, wet as in W-A, yeah, not that one. W-H-E-T.
Yes.
Is to sharpen. It's like sharpening knives.
Oh.
So wet your, I'm not sure. Okay.
All right.
I saw that one. Today we toast, as we have been for these last few months, another unsung hero. Now, today we return to England to pay tribute to the Director of Change at Youth Endowment Fund, which case you don't know, and I know you don't. It works with organizations who help young people avoid being caught up by violence or crime, and that's a noble cause for sure. He's been involved in all manner of charities for the last 23 years, working in public relations to help influence policies and legislations that, as he says, build a fairer world where everyone can achieve their potential. And he puts his money where his mouth is, right? Doesn't just say it. This is what the man does. So the world could use more of his positivity, no doubt about it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in raising a glass to a man who's twice the man I could ever be, Mr. Paul Tucock.
Paul Tucock.
Yeah, spelled exactly the way it sounds.
Huh.
T-W-O.
Hell of a guy.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times you ask, where did your last name come from? I think we know. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve with Throw Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. Hello, Jeff. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. All right, Jeff, you understand how this here game is played?
I sure do.
Then you know you have your choice of one of three stories: The Wonderful World of Drugs, Bite Me, in other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Let's go Bite Me.
Just eat it. Get yourself an egg and beat it.
We go to the UK, where a customer was in shock when she found something unexpected in her hot wings meal. The lady, Gabrielle, she shared her ordeal by posting a review along with a picture of the offending object. She also gave a rating of 2 stars to this particular food chain. Then later on Twitter, she shared a screenshot of the woman's review along with a picture. Now, the woman had written in the review, quote, "I found this in my hot wing meal, put me off the rest of the night. Now, the photo of her meal clearly shows the object. The tweet was shared. It's gone viral since then, leaving social media users completely aghast at the horrible sight. One person wrote, "Add a trigger warning to this," while another user commented, "This is disgusting." And many people were also surprised at the woman for even giving 2 stars of a rating in spite of finding the object in her meal. Now, as the tweet went viral on social media, it caught the attention of KFC UK. At that point, they replied to the viral tweet and said, look, they're baffled looking at the photo. The food chain issued a statement saying they have strict checks and balances in place, but everything you're supposed to say. Anyway, the KFC, they invited her in for free KFC meals, also offered to show her around their kitchen, And they added they would make Gabrielle meet their team in order to make her feel confident during her next order. The question is, what did she find in her meal? Was it a chicken head, a chicken foot, a pig snout, or a pig foot? So chicken head, chicken foot, or pig snout, or pig foot?
And it was KFC, right?
Yes, KFC UK.
Pig, what was the last
I don't
pig
know
one?
if I.
Pig foot.
Why would pig foot or pig snout be in a UK QFC? I think I'm going to throw them out.
Why would it be in an American KFC?
Chicken foot. But what do you think, Miles? Let's go with you first.
A foot is very discernible, but I think in this case it's a chicken head. I'm going to go head.
Ted, what are you thinking?
I will say this. I don't know if people know this. KFC is a massive deal in England.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, even like it's almost like posh, like fancy to get KFC. You know what? Honestly, because it doesn't belong there and it seems so ridiculous, I'm going to say it's a pig snout.
Pig snout.
Well,
Pig snout. Well, let's mix it up and go with the three. I'm going to stick with foot. You may be onto something, Miles, with the head.
Which one, chicken or pig, Jeff?
Chicken foot.
Chicken foot. Okay. All right. We're going to find out what was in her wing meal. Was it a chicken head, a chicken foot, a pig snout, or a pig foot next?
That was a tease.
Hey, all the Macholas, thank you so much for listening to the Men's Room Podcast.
And thanks to our pals at the Advocates Law Firm for being great partners. Yes, even you, creepy Kyle.
Seriously, though, if you had been injured as a result of somebody else in your car, on your bike, walking across the street, talk to our friends at the Advocates Law Firm and let them help you out.
Yeah, they're the best injury lawyers around, and they want to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. Plus, your first consultation is free.
It's simple. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Category is Bite Me on Profile. This customer in shock after finding something in her hot wing meal.
Yes.
So she tweeted out a photo of it, disgusted people online. KFC apologized, gave her a refund, gave her a tour, all the things.
KFC UK, yeah.
Yep.
Well, quite so.
Question is, what was in her hot wing meal? Chicken head, chicken foot, pig snout, or a pig foot?
And Jeff, that is the question that we posed to you. Let us start with the Ted Smith. Not like you, Ted. Deep down, you hope it's a pig snout because that's just goddamn funny.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not a pig snout.
Oink, oink.
Mm-hmm. Oink, oink. Jeff, you went with the chicken foot. Oh, I'm sorry. And in the end, Miles Montgomery, you went with the safe bet, the chicken head.
I did.
You are correct, sir.
All right. Yeah, it's very discernible. I think that's why people were disturbed by it. You got the beak, you got the eyes, you got all the feathers.
It's the eyes that get me.
That doesn't seem that crazy to me, though, that it's in a chicken meal.
No, at least it's chicken.
Because it's a chicken.
Yeah, the pig snout, you'd be like, hey, man, what's going on here, right?
Yeah.
Why is there a whisker in here?
He got a 3-piece and a head, but that's not what he orders.
It's amazing. You go to someone, they'll order the fish, and it comes out with the eyeballs, and they're like, the eyeballs are on it. Like, yeah, so what? It's a fish. You know what you got?
Fish. Yeah, it doesn't bother me with the fish.
I mean, it's a trout. You got a fish.
Is there any other animal you eat with the eyes open?
The problem is there's a lot of people that don't understand. If you order basically, if you order trout, you're getting a whole fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And it's always about the eyeball.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you order beef and they like...
It's the first thing I eat, just to get a reaction.
Yummy.
I love it. Save the other ball for later. Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon. The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today, the Jimmys.
Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel.
Seth Meyers.
All right.
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it Larry?
Michael, the tell you, these guys have talented teams of professional writers who help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late-night joking from whom, or can it be a The Ted Smith original?
Actor Peter Dinklage is upset with Disney because of its Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs remake, where the dwarves still live in a cave, because we all know they actually live in the Shire.
The Ted Smith.
Fallon.
Smith.
Yeah.
Heard he was more than a little upset about it. But yeah. Sure that joke went over his head. All right, a bipartisan group of senators announced legislation to get the U.S. more prepared for a pandemic. Wow, great timing.
Seth Meyers, maybe?
Kimmel.
Fallon.
The bipartisan group of senators just announced legislation to make the U.S. more prepared for a pandemic. Wow, great timing.
The Winter Olympics are happening in Beijing next month, COVID or not. There'll be no spectators, and now Olympic officials are warning athletes to avoid handshakes, high fives, and hugs while they're over there. But they're still handing out condoms, which is confusing. What about people that like to high five after sex?
Kimmel. Myers.
Kimmel.
The Winter Olympics are, I guess, coming. I don't know. They're happening in Beijing next month. COVID or not, there will be no spectators. And now Olympic officials are warning athletes to avoid handshakes, high fives, or hugs while they're over there. But they're still planning to hand out condoms, which is confusing. What about people who like to high five after sex?
Yeah, I got told once, don't high five me. Which is fair.
You seriously went in for a
Did you throw out a dap?
Well, that's my rule. I won't dap up somebody I'm dating.
You won't dap some dating, but you will high five them after sex.
I don't do either now.
Okay.
She got mad at that, and I said, well, she goes, you're not, like, we're together. You're not my buddy. And I was like, good call. So I kind of adopted that rule.
Who's my sex buddy?
Yeah, with dapping people up. Like, no, man, you're my girl. That's for the boys. Or, I mean, it could be a female friend, but I'm just like, that feels weird doing it.
You don't like the girl to dap?
I mean, I'll dap a girl, just not my girl.
Right. You must be dating. I noticed you dapped every girl in this whole bar, but you didn't dap her.
If you're lucky, that'll be the last dap you ever had.
Free condoms to athletes. I'm pretty excited to find out what that event is.
Free condoms to athletes. I'm pretty excited to find out what that event is.
It is kind of weird. Like, I get it. Like, they're still going to have sex, but it's like, don't touch, don't hug, don't high five. Here's some free condoms.
Because we know you're going to do all those things. We just have to say it.
Yeah. I keep forgetting, the Olympics are coming up, and there's somebody locally that's on the curling team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. The gold-winning men's curling team.
Yeah, for the previous one, right? I think that was Team Schuster, right? Because I believe you send two of them. But I think Team Schuster, right? The dude with the mustache, everybody remembers him. Yeah, I think there's a Seattle, or somewhere around here. I think there's a guy on his team from this area.
I know there is either the or a curling club about a mile away from my place.
Yeah, that's where they go.
Yeah, like every time I have to go to the goddamn Home Depot or Lowe's and look at all the hookers. Yeah, that spot. Mm-hmm. We should go one day. I'm telling you, the men's room curling team. How bad could we be? Bad. You are correct. But
why?
Still. If it's an Olympic sport, it can't be as easy as it looks. I know.
When's the last time you had a broom in your hand?
I don't know.
When we played Quidditch. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I'm just guessing. To me, it seems like a yard game on ice.
It does. Mm-hmm. I 100% agree with that. So, but who would do...
It's shovelboard on ice.
But who would be the sweeper?
But without a...
Who do we think...
you switch during the round.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got to throw a stone, and then sometimes you got to be the sweeper.
I would take Miles as the sweeper, not have you throw the stone.
Right. That's what bugs me, is the idea of sweeping and busting up.
That's what I mean. I think you would suck at that. You'd be the worst out of the four of us at that, but I think you'd be the best at casting the stone, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I get points. I'll be knocking stones out of the way,
That's what I'm saying, man.
And then afterwards, I drink a 30 rack Keystone.
And punch someone from this.
We're drinking Labatt's. Come on, Ted.
Let's see. President Biden, he's been in the office for a year now. So, Jimmy Fallon, it's pros and cons after Biden's first year in office.
Pro, over 200 million Americans were vaccinated. Con, they were all in front of you in line at CVS. Let's try the self-check. Pro, his swearing-in ceremony was a year ago. Con, his swearing-at ceremony was yesterday. Pro, hospital deaths caused by Omicron are plummeting. Con, TV deaths caused by Peloton are skyrocketing. This guy died on... What's going on? Pro, he got Tom Hanks to do a Pro America PSA. Con, he got Wilson the volleyball to run the CDC. Is that what's happening?
Yeah. Why would you do that?
Pro, he went after the insurance companies. Con, he called Geico Gecko a stupid son of a... Why? Pro, Biden turned 79. Con, which explains why his approval rating has fallen and it can't get up. And finally, Pro, people wonder if Biden is getting too old for another term. Con, even Tom Brady's like, gotta know when to pack it in, bro. There you have it. Those are the pros and cons.
Right. That is wild. Like Tom Brady, you got Tom Brady jokes.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. I'm sure people know, but the Peter Robbins, the voice actor for Charlie Brown, has passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what other actor would it be? No, the actual animated, believe it or not, they grow old too.
They do. Yeah, I mean, the guy actually just had like a sad life. Like he went to jail for some stuff. His family said he committed suicide. Like,
yeah, what did he go to jail for? I think it was some bad stuff, man.
You know what?
Well, you don't really go to jail for good stuff, to be fair. But
he was sentenced to more than 4 years in prison for sending threatening letters to multiple people. When he was released, he said he was, quote, much more humble, grateful, and thankful I lived through the experience.
Hey, Linus, it's me. I've forgotten your ass with that weird shaped head and that stupid blanket. It's me, Chuck. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm like, who are you threatening?
Yeah, I think dude just lost his mind.
Sounds that way.
Because I want to say he was like threatening like his neighbors or something.
Where's Snoopy?
I'm Snoopy. I'm Charlie Brown.
People lose their minds when it comes to neighbors.
They do, but I think you already have to have the proclivity to lose your mind. That's one. But you never know if your neighbor does or doesn't, right? And then the problem with your neighbor is like, you're stuck with him.
You're stuck with him.
Pick you. We have to coexist. We have a common border that we must share, right?
And it's okay. Like, you don't have to like all your neighbors, but like, sometimes too, you just got, like you said, like you're stuck with them. And like, I don't know, maybe you got the neighbor that, wants to mow the lawn every Saturday at 8. It's like, well, you can keep yelling at him, or it's just like, that's what he's going to do.
Right.
So it's like, right. I think people just lose their minds. Like, okay, if he mows that lawn one more time, I'm going to punch him. It's like, well, he's going to do that.
Got to blow the sidewalk with a leaf blower again.
Yeah. I know.
Thanks. I didn't want to step on a leaf.
But he blows them into my yard.
Crisis avoided.
All right, let's see. Dare. They're going after
drug people.
Yes.
What does DARE stand for? Right,
Mike?
Coming in. Oh, thank you, Google.
It's drug awareness, repeat, etc.
Drug abuse resistance education.
All right.
Not repeat, etc. I'll be sure.
No. They're saying the HBO series Euphoria glamorizes drug use, addiction, anonymous sex, violence, and other destructive behaviors amongst teens.
That's the best advertising any TV show has ever gotten.
You're going to get some ratings now.
Yeah, well,
it doesn't. I mean, like I said, my wife watches this show, right? And I always ask her, why do you enjoy the show? And her exact quote is, it's effed up. Like, it's terrible. Apparently, there's nothing positive about, like I said, it's like saying the Train Spotting glamorized shooting heroin.
I would say the opposite of that.
Right. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's at the center of what's going on there, but it's glamorous isn't the word, I don't think.
Right. There's like bad stuff happening to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Constantly, apparently.
Yeah, like, do you guys remember the movie Traffic? Is it Traffic?
I don't know.
Right, the one where like
drug running.
Yeah. Right, and the daughter is like of the drug czar in the United States. Like her and her friends are all doing drugs and this and that. And it's like, right, it shows high school kids doing like heavy drugs. But it also shows her spiral into prostituting herself and this and that. Like, right, like, I don't think you see that movie and go, oh, I want to start smoking heroin.
That is for me.
Yeah, and you made a good point about Train Spotting. Like, that movie is dark.
Yeah, it's like, look, it's all about heroin, but man, it ain't glamorizes so much.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't say leaving Las Vegas really makes you want to have
glamorize drinking. Right.
Yeah, it has the opposite. You're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen here? But there are some shows like that. Like, I'm with you. I haven't watched Euphoria yet, so I don't know. But like, yeah, there's some shows that are just depressing, but you still like them because they're
that strikes me as that type of show. Like, I'm always walking through the living room, and she'll be watching it, and like the minute I hear when I'm in the kitchen, it's just like, is anybody ever happy? That's like that We Be Us show. Like
something had to take over.
Something awful is always happening to somebody.
Yeah, this is us, right? That's always my joke. This is crying. Because I feel like people cry at every episode.
Everything, man. Like, all the time. Like, and I don't know. I don't watch the show, but I see these little blips as I'm going back and forth through the house. But statistically speaking, based on the number of times I've walked through the living room through the run of We Be This, at some point when I glance up the screen, someone should have been happy. Like something good.
Yeah.
Every time I glance at the screen, someone's breaking down. Somebody just died. It's awful. My wife's just covered in tears and snot. And I'm like, why? What is this show?
Yeah.
Why is it so bad all the time, man? God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, even death metal bands are not as depressing as this show. You know, we have a soft side too. Not this show.
There's a cool show on tonight. I'm gonna watch this show, but also, have you guys seen the promos yet for this? The Truth and Lies, The Last Gangster.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know.
All right. So it's basically about the Gambino crime family.
Yes, I have.
Right. So you got, there's interviews in there with Sammy the Bull Gravano, famous informant, John Gotti Jr., this and that. But the commercial's been awesome.
I have seen that.
It's just,
commercial,
right, the guy, right, they're just like older Italian dudes, like, yeah, the mafia, it's like your super close family. But also you shoot people in the back of the head and this and that.
Why does everyone think it was crazy when it's like, then I didn't tell my family. What do you expect me to say? Daddy's home from work. I just killed 3 guys. Come on. I was like, he makes a good point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't talk about that stuff, but yeah, I mean,
I barely talk about my job to my kids now. We're not killing people, as far as the listening audience knows. I mean, we don't do anything, right?
Yeah.
What you did today? Probably laughed about something, man. I don't know.
I'm with you. And that's got to be a weird, I mean, look, obviously, we can see from veterans and stuff. That's a tough thing to have to kill anybody and then to readjust to normal life. But, I mean, these guys, when you think about it, I mean,
that's a job.
Right. They're just killing people, then going home and chopping it up with the fam.
That's probably not the choice of words I would use.
When they get there, they're hungry.
They're always hungry.
That's what I'm saying. Like, one thing I don't think I'd be able to do after that is eat.
I'm really not hungry, babe. I'm sorry.
I just need them. I'm just going to go to sleep for a little bit.
Oh, I always wanted to be part of it.
I would eat a ton, man.
I'd want to be part of the cleanup.
But I could be an emotional leader.
Okay, all right.
I'll be like Ted down at Old Country Buffet. Did he whack another dude?
He's 800 pounds, man.
Yeah.
He chased him down in his little wheelchair thing.
Right. But that show is on tonight over on ABC at 8 p.m. if you want to check that out.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro. Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case. Dude, no way. You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact me today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. World's biggest sperm donor has 129 kids and gives away his chode nectar from the back of a van.
God bless it.
A man with 25-foot sharks sticking out of his roof is now in trouble with the HOA man. Mom of the Year realizes she forgot the date of her middle child's birthday. An eagle shatters a family's plate glass window before shaking it off and flying away. And a man pulled over by police said he's been driving with no license or insurance for 70 years. It is time for headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
Really proud of that one, ain't you, Miles? We go to the lovely world of the internet where a woman revealed that she'd been making a terrible parenting mistake for years. The woman went on to TikTok to tell about how there was a discrepancy between her pediatrician and her insurance company because of the date of birth for her middle child didn't line up. Knowing the actual birth date, she doubled down against the insurance company, saying that he was born on the 26th, not the 25th. But wanting to be sure, she looked back at when she announced the birth of her middle child, which was on the 25th. That's when she realized that she'd been celebrating his birthday at daylight for years at this point, just a couple years, but still. It doesn't help the stereotype that the middle child,
kid, yeah.
right, just seems to be the one that's looked over.
That kid will definitely, no, being a middle child sucks.
It does, man. Not okay. No birthday parties.
Now, what if there's 4 kids? All right? My wife comes from a family of 4 children. She's the oldest of 4, so she's got that title.
Right.
Then there's the youngest of 4. You got that title. What about the other 2? Like, where does it fall into?
I mean, they're still middle children.
They're middle
but
children.
It's not the same as, like, because I come from a family of 3, and it's like, I feel like when you have a family of just 3, it's always the middle child.
All right.
Right.
Can you just skip over 2 and 3? Or did you not know you're going to have 4, so you're already skipping over 2? Then you have 4, and it's like either I'm going to ignore 3 or start paying attention to 2.
I would even double down and say that I think only middle children of a group of 3 get the middle child status.
What about a group of 5?
Exactly. If you're the third child in a group of 5, I think that you're just the third. I don't think that you are the middle child.
That's what I'm saying. Like my cousins, right? There's 4 of them, but I never think of Christina and Tom as being the middle children.
Right. They're the second.
You should start saying that, though.
The middle children.
Give them
over
a
here.
complex. Us oldest, here's the youngest. These are the middle children.
Right. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if siblings had that animus toward each other and just, oh yeah, the middle children, send them that way. If they were going to be what siblings are, but myself, I don't know that I've ever identified anybody that wasn't in a group of 3 as the middle child.
All right, well, a couple of people chimed in here. One person says, Thrill, both middles are forgotten. Someone else says, we have 4 kids. They're both middle, but it definitely is interesting between their personalities.
I believe that.
Mm-hmm. Just ignore both.
Exactly. In other news, police in the UK stopped a man in his 80s only to find out something shocking about him. Officers went to the man's window asking for his license and insurance, to which the man replied that he didn't have any, nor had he had any license since he was 12 years old.
Wow.
Dang.
He had somehow managed to go through 70 years of driving without getting pulled over or in an accident, therefore never actually needing to get a license.
I actually thought about a question of the day with that. Just like, what did you get away with forever?
This guy was in England, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Typically, cars are just used on the weekends, right? I mean, for the most part, to go to the grocery store, right? Take a drive. Like, typically, you're using public transportation.
Well, it depends.
Right?
London or England, right?
Okay.
It's different.
Yeah.
London's like New York City. England, it's just like the rest of the U.S.
Okay.
So.
Parliament in Catalonia made an interesting move recently. They've come forward and announced that they've officially pardoned hundreds of women that were prosecuted, tortured, and killed for the crime of being witches. They say the pardon rehabilitates the memory of more than 700 women that lost their lives during the period of the 15th to 18th centuries.
Thanks, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, somebody says, we have 4 kids. Number 4 was a mistake.
Oh, no. Damn.
I'm reading them like, with 4 kids, the 3rd is the baby until the 4th comes along, at which point they start getting ignored. At that point, the 2nd kid is over it and does not care.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
Well, yeah. Man, in the UK,
I don't know that. Does birth order have that big of a deal, or is that just like something people kind of? Is it like a horoscope?
Depends on the situation.
I think it has to. In what regard there, Ted? As far as their personality goes?
Yeah.
I think a lot it's just social shaping. So if we keep saying that the middle kid is always going to have a stigma, and then that middle kid will notice anything, and then that middle kid will report to us how they were ignored. But if I said the oldest always gets ignored, and we started saying that to every oldest kid, that kid's going to start looking for signs of that, right?
Sure, fair
So,
enough.
I mean, look, as a parent, you know you love your kids equally. Although I do like this one.
But I would also... Go ahead.
Someone says, all right, what about one child, all right, and then the parents have twins?
Oh.
Right, so you're the oldest.
Yeah.
And then your parents are like,
I think that's when the youngest has a leg up. It's like, hell, I was born 30 minutes later, man. You're the middle child.
No, there's
right,
what happens to the first kid. Right? You're the oldest kid.
they're the
Now
oldest.
I have twins.
Right, they're oldest.
Yeah, you're the old, but I'm ignoring you.
Like with 2 kids, though, is it like older? I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems different. Like, there's only 2, so there can't be the oldest and the
Right,
youngest.
2 kids, they have their own personality. To me, I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
We're good.
What about the world's largest sperm donor?
I was about to get to that, but we talked about siblings. So for that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you up next. The Men's Room Happy Hour is on the way. More Men's Room exclusively on the Odyssey app. Get ready for Dirty Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed. In the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.